Continuing on with the Ultimate Hypertrophy series, we are only on the third video, so we're going to talk about nutrition intake, but we're going to keep it very broad to start. A lot of people will both over and undercomplicate this. Like some people just don't care at all and they just say, just eat food. And then other people say, oh, well, you have to make sure that everything is perfectly in balance in order to grow muscle. Neither are true. So what are some good principles to follow as somebody who is looking to build muscle? Well, the first things first is that you do want to have a good amount of carbs in your diet for performance. If at all possible, you want your glycogen stores to be quite high every time you go into the gym. And while it is possible to build muscle with a lower carb intake, it's probably going to be easier for you to. And if you're one of the outliers who does pretty well on a high fat diet, you're probably still going to do better on a little bit higher carb. Next is protein intake. Now, because protein intake has severely diminishing returns the higher the number gets, this has led to a lot of people saying, just make sure that you're getting somewhere around 0.7 grams per pound, and that will be more than enough. I tend to be a person who likes to go a little bit higher. That's just my personal preference. You don't necessarily have to do that. I haven't found any issues when it comes to performance. I haven't found that increasing my carbs and lowering my protein has done anything in terms of performance for me. So if I can keep that protein intake a little bit higher and still perform well, that's what I'm going to do. You can do different. I just like higher protein. And last, but certainly not least, we have our fats. Now, there are different types of fats, but overall, if you're getting somewhere in the neighborhood of about 1/3 to 1/2 gram per pound of your lean body mass, you should be fine. Oh, and I should have mentioned with nutrition that the numbers have more so to do with your lean body mass too, because if you're 400 pounds and 60% body fat, sorry, you don't need to have 300 grams of protein in order to get your muscle growth going. Now back to the fats. We can get into the weeds on this a little bit, but it seems like the thing that more people are missing than anything else is omega-3s. So make sure that you're getting your omega-3s in. And if you're looking for some good sources of fat, things like salmon, olive oil, and nuts are a good place to start. The next thing you need to think about is your overall maintenance calories. Now, this is something that people have very much overcomplicated, so I'm just going to talk through practicality and not necessarily the definitions of maintenance versus thermodynamics and usable tissues. We're not going to get into the weeds on that. So what we're going to talk about instead is, do you have enough body fat on the body itself? If the answer is yes, if you have enough adipose on you to the point where your gym performance is high, you're feeling great, your sleep is great, you're probably not going to need to be in any sort of surplus in order to put on muscle. But you should still be tracking your body weight, in my opinion. I think this will tell you more than anything else. Oh gosh, now we're going into more details. Whew. I like to track my body weight, and if I know that my body fat levels are in a reasonable range, then as long as I'm staying around that number, maybe ever so slightly